just need to. As soon as you stop jumping around, I'll make you
Recording in progress. Yep. When Becky comes in, she has hers this week on. It's just the way it Owl needs to figure herself out. Okay, so I think everybody's all set on this screen up here. We'll just with that. And I just need confirmation from someone on the screen that you guys can hear us clearly. Thank you, Susie. Okay.
All set?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I am calling the meeting of the Shutesbury Selectboard to order. Today is December 5th, 2023. This is a hybrid meeting with the Select Board in person at the Town Hall and everyone else participating via Zoom. So I'm going to open the meeting by reviewing the agenda, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So on this evening's agenda, the first item is, as always, a public comment period. Then we have minutes from October 24th. At 5:45, we have a discussion with Ron Mack.
sorry, that's me, and I don't
Okay.
apologize.
Regarding a rooster noise complaint, and Town Council Donna McNichol will be joining us for that. 5:55, we have appointment of a part-time temporary plow operator. 6:05, we'll be talking about special town meeting warrant. 6:20, town administrator updates. Then thereafter, we will have 3 executive sessions this evening. The first beginning at 6:25, executive session for reason number 3 to discuss strategy with respect to litigation concerning the Shutesbury solar bylaw. We'll go back into public session briefly, not for any discussion, but rather to open the second executive session, also for reason number 3 to discuss strategy with respect to litigation, specific to a letter that the Select Board received from attorney Michael McHale. And thereafter go back into open session again, briefly to open the third executive session at approximately 8 o'clock for reason number 2 to conduct strategy session in preparation for negotiations for the town administrator contract. And we will not be returning back to public session after the last executive session. So for us, a very full agenda. For the general public, much more abbreviated meeting. So we'll go ahead and open it up to public comment. If you have a public comment, I ask that you use the raised hand feature. Limit your comments to no more than 2 to 3 minutes max, so that we can make sure we get any and all public comments in. And we'll go ahead and open it up. Any public comments this evening? No? Okay. Then we'll just go ahead and review the minutes of October 24th, 2023.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of October 24th, 2023.
Is there a second?
Actually, a couple of very little changes.
Well, you can second and then we can discuss.
Second,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
Second then.
Okay, so changes?
Well, I think in the first sentences, John Montaner is here again, hopefully for the last time. I think those are his words, hopefully for the last time, not our words.
Okay,
maybe
so that
put
should
quotes
be,
around that.
put a quotes.
And then about the 5th or 6th sentence, it says Hamas is attached On Israel, I think it meant, they meant to say attack,
Okay.
minor things.
So,
How
Thank
about, yeah, we could, do you want to take those changes?
yes. Yeah, I will accept those changes, right?
Okay.
Can I ask, was that a written comment that was
I don't think-
submitted to
He
us?
didn't, no, he didn't submit it, but it's word for word from what he said, because it was public comment.
Okay, I just found that like almost full page, one paragraph to be, I don't know, you know, I understand it was one person's presentation. I don't know if there's a way to just abbreviate that. I don't know what we've done in the past when people have submitted comments in writing.
We've archived it with the minutes.
Yeah, I almost think that would have made sense with these minutes. It's just, I'm not sure. We should talk about it because it just seemed excessive
A lot of
to
words.
me. It was a lot of words, yeah.
Yeah, but
And-
when it's, yeah, so,
And I think in the past, we haven't always taken word for word, you know, what somebody does.
well,
that we
since
do it for
Geneva's
word.
been doing it, she has.
Okay, but I guess what I'd rather is
Okay.
abbreviate it, yeah, that it not be word for word. It just makes it excessive, but that's, I don't know if you guys care.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, general is fine,
Yeah, okay,
or synopsis.
yeah, just to capture the gist of the discussion rather than to have that lengthy.
Well, it's hard to capture that in Pleasant Ways.
Yeah, I mean, and
I
the
mean,
other,
how do you paraphrase that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
yeah, the other
I think we
option,
should ask
is-
him for a copy.
yes, and to extract it, yeah, because he was reading from something, right?
And in the past, he has submitted those usually in advance in an email,
Right,
but
Right.
I can email him and request that.
yes,
Because I don't think you want to try to
to abbreviate it,
summarize or
summarize it,
abbreviate that text. You're
Yeah.
gonna get in big trouble.
yeah, okay, that's fine, just not to have it incorporated like that into the minutes, but have it maybe be an attachment to the minutes.
Okay,
Okay, any other changes to the minutes?
I don't see anything.
Okay, I did go through, and-
I just put those two things
okay,
in color. Geneva, did you catch those things?
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks, Geneva. Okay, so, if there are no further comments, we've had a motion and a second to accept the minutes as amended. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Peace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker eye.
Farrell, aye. Okay, so I know Ron is here, but I believe Donna McNichol is joining us at 5:45, so we have about 6 minutes. Would it make sense to go ahead and just do a couple of town administrator updates now?
Sure.
Okay,
So I think the most important one, is Donna McNichol responded to the request the select board's been making regarding, gifts, soliciting gifts for legal work, or legal donations for the Coles lawsuit. And, Concom has also been making a similar request for assistance, attorney assistance. So we were alerted to the fact that, basically it's not a municipal function to fundraise, which seems kind of odd because all our major departments have fundraising arms, but they are separate and they are traditionally 501c3s or something of that nature. So to go out for the municipality to go out, I'm going to read her email to you because it's a little complicated. You have asked for a legal opinion regarding whether the town can solicit donations for attorney's fees for the litigation regarding Coles versus Shutesbury. The simple answer to your question is yes. the town may solicit donations for attorney's fees for the litigation regarding Coles versus Shutesbury, but I must caution that this answer has conditions on the solicitation that must be met and that not every municipal employee may solicit the funds. Prior to any board, commission, or committee or municipal employee soliciting such funds, they should check with town council to make sure that they meet all of the conditions and qualifications set forth by the Ethics Commission prior to solicitation. And this is in quotations. A municipal employee may, consistent with the conflict of interest law, solicit donations to a municipal trust fund from persons and entities with whom he or other municipal employees has or expects to have official dealings, provided that the solicitation is carried out in accordance with MGL Chapter 4453A. Semicolon 2, the solicitation is not made in circumstances that are inherently coercive because the person or entity solicited may be directly and significantly affected by a pending or anticipated decision of the same municipality. 3, no overt pressure is exerted in connection with such solicitation. 4, the municipality and its employees apply objective standards in all dealings with persons and entities solicited, and do not favor those who give or disfavor those who do not. And 5, the municipal employee principally responsible for making such solicitations discloses the names of all those solicited in any manner, oral, written, electronic, or otherwise, by himself or other municipal employees. These disclosures must be made publicly and in writing pursuant to MGL Chapter 268A, Section 23B3. Donna said to call with any other questions. So I think it's gonna be, the first, whoever decides to move forward really needs to work with Donna on it. And of course, let me know that you're reaching out to Donna for this purpose. But I think we have to use the utmost caution, especially we're already in a lawsuit situation. We don't want, additional problems or reasons for us to get sued to arise.
So we don't have a lot of time, but just a couple of thoughts. One is that, that we make sure that the planning board and the Conservation Commission receive this.
I sent it to them this, before the meeting.
Great. And then the second thing is, I know that Donna, in a conversation I've had with her about this, mentioned that the town of Barnstable has kind of employed this process, and that we might perhaps we could check with Barnstable about whether or not there are any forms or policies, kind of their standard operating procedure, so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So if that, if we can find out from them, I don't know if if we call they have a town manager, I believe, right? In Barnstable.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right, great. So, and thank you, Donna. I see you're here. There you are. Thanks for getting that. I know there are people who are anxious to see if we can raise some funds. So it's 5:45, and we have on the agenda, Ron Meck is with us, and again, Donna McNichol, our town council. There's been an exchange of the emails, a lot of communication back and forth, I know, between Ron and our police chief, town administrator, about rooster noise and discussion about the right to farm and the town's noise bylaw. And it's ending up here. And we have asked Donna to join us. And Ron, I don't know if anybody else, if you have, do you have counsel representing you this evening, or?
I think it's Amanda.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, Amanda, okay, hi.
Yes.
Can you just introduce
Hi.
yourself? Sure.
Yes, I'm attorney Amanda Carroll. I apologize for the weird, I needed silence and I'm on a leave of absence from work right now. So my car is what I had and my glasses are doing a very interesting shadow on my face. So I apologize, but I'm
Okay.
here. I can hear everything nice and clearly. So go right ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you for introducing yourself, Amanda. So I'm not sure where we want to start. Donna, you know, maybe you can review kind of where we are with the complaint and how you see us proceeding.
You're muted, Donna.
There, better.
Much.
My understanding is that Mr. Meck has filed a complaint with the select board regarding rooster noise. And he originally had gone to Chief Burgess on a noise complaint. But I think that upon review of the noise bylaw, I think the problem with the noise bylaw is it has no standard. It has no, it's very vague about what constitutes noise. And so it's very problematical for the police chief to step in who would have criminal jurisdiction to do anything that would be beyond a reasonable doubt, which would of course be the standard in a criminal court around the noise bylaw. We have a right to farm bylaw. The right to farm bylaw is very interesting in two aspects. One is that it says that you have the right to farm or to do accessories relative to farming. And the bylaw isn't as clear as I would like it to be around whether that can be accessories of farming to residential properties or whether that's accessory farming uses accessory to farming. But that is our right to farm bylaw. Our right to farm bylaw has a process in it where you complain to the select board, the Board of Health, or the zoning board, interestingly enough, on any complaints relative to noise created within the description of what's farming within our bylaw, and raising poultry is one of the things within the description. So you complain to the select board, but technically then the select board is to send it to the Agricultural Commission, who under these right to farm bylaws really has the job of mediating this kind of situation and helping to resolve it among citizens in a community. My understanding from representations from Becky is that we have not been able to find people to serve on an agricultural commission.
Yeah, it's not active at the moment.
So
I would like to, sorry, Attorney Nichols, if I could interject just one piece to make sure that you and I are up to speed at the same point here. As you're well aware, I'm sure, there has been a lot of emails back and forth. Mr. Mack has tried to resolve this in many ways, looking to not end his abutters farming in any way, and simply to deal with the nuisance of a rooster whose behavior is actually abhorrent of typical rooster behavior. I mean, there was one documented recording that I was sent that within 18 minutes, it crowed over 200 times. So just to clarify, we're not talking about typical rooster behavior. We are talking about atypical rooster behavior. His main reason for coming to the town, because he actually had done a fair bit of research, and although I don't think he was aware that there was not a current standing agricultural board, the town did seem fairly open to this. But it was after he filed in district court simply a nuisance claim to try to somehow come to a resolution with this particular rooster's behavior. And it was Judge Fields who said, why isn't the town of Shutesbury handling this on their own? And his abutter did raise that this should be dismissed as a matter of law under right to farm. And on November 7th, Judge Fields came back and said, this is not a right to farm issue, and dismissed that. So really, whatever all Mr. Meck is looking to do is to come to a resolution with this abhorrent behavior of a rooster, not to stop them raising chickens. He has, you know, when he first brought this up to his abutter, he got an apology and was gifted eggs. This is not, Mr. Meck has absolutely no issue with whatever they're doing with their land. It is the fact that a rooster's crow, which is at 150 decibels, in one 18-minute period on one random day, crowed over 200 times, and it crows all day and during the night. That's the issue. So just to be clear, Mr. Meck has absolutely no issues with them raising chickens, absolutely no issues with what they're doing as an abutter. It is the fact that the sound nuisance has come across the ravine that they abut, and is absolutely affecting his quiet enjoyment of his property. And he has tried every avenue possible. And honestly, when he brought this to me, I find it absurd. It is a rooster. I did one Google search, and I've lived on farms and next to farms
Hey,
most of
Attorney
my
Carroll,
life as well.
just go back and let Donna finish, but I appreciate your input.
Yes,
Donna?
so, I would just, I mean, not that it's that important, but we're in housing, Mr. Meck and Justin Vance are in housing court, not district court. Not that
My apologies.
that's that relevant, and I'm assuming he brought a nuisance complaint. I haven't seen the complaint. I did see page 3 of the judge's order, because that's all that I got. The judge's order did deny, Justin's, I'm sorry, I'm using his first name, but I don't know how to pronounce his last name. So I don't want Ron Meck to think that I'm favoring somebody by using a first name. So they did deny his motion to dismiss the complaint. He had brought it based on the right to farm, and Judge Fields denied that. It appears that Judge Fields also denied injunctive relief that Mr. Meck asked for, in that same and ordered discovery. So they've got 20 days from November 7th to finish their discovery. That means propound their interrogatories and requests for production. I'm afraid the select board's all too aware of that process at this stage of the game for other reasons. And then they have 45 days to answer those. I happened to be in court, hiding and sliding down in my chair the day that Judge Fields was asking why the town wasn't dealing with this, in case somebody said that's a town council sitting right over there. But the problem is, without an agricultural commission, that I don't think anybody really has the jurisdiction to deal with it. Boards of health have some jurisdiction for nuisance complaints, but they really do have a lot more to do with their jurisdiction around problem properties with trash and questions of habitability rather than noise. And so that's a little bit of a problem in the Board of Health jurisdiction. I don't think any of the boards that I know of have the right to order an animal removed from town or disposed of, except for dogs under the dog hearing statute. So,
and to be clear, he is not asking for this particular animal's removal at all. Simply,
I'm not sure what you would do with a rooster if you didn't remove them. I don't know that there's any way to silence a rooster.
So there is on Amazon, and I am happy to gift this if that is what the abutter would like, because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I have it written and I didn't want to butcher it either. So that's why I've been referring to him as the abutter. But on Amazon for $28, it's a little collar that just takes it from that 150 decibel down. to a considerably lower amount. It said it changed depending on the size of the rooster, so that only those right in the vicinity of the rooster can hear it. You can also put a radio outside with sort of spa music in the background or white noise, and that will eliminate a rooster from crowing because they crow out of stress or changes in light or sound. So there are all kinds of very humane things that can be done. He is not asking that this rooster be removed from the town or, heaven forbid, terminated. Simply that some effort is put in as a first step to see if there's a way that that rooster can be a good neighbor.
May
And I
I,
absolutely understand the jurisdictional issues. And if the town, if there is nothing they can do, then, you know, that is what Mr. Meck will take back to Judge Field.
Well,
may
and
I interject
certainly-
something?
Sure, sorry.
Yeah,
So-
go ahead, Ron.
So the motion to dismiss is a matter of law, and the judge has said that you cannot dismiss the case on the basis of right to farm. The lack of me getting the injunction, I haven't presented my case yet. So that is still to be determined. I have 5 witnesses. I have all kinds of documentations. I got videos. So that's a false parallel.
Ron, have you
Well, and
asked Judge Fields,
so-
have you asked Judge Fields if for mediation in the housing court?
I have asked for mediation 6 times, including with the initiated with Chief Burgess.
No,
And
in
I
housing
have about
court.
30
Yeah.
requests to him to talk the thing over. He's hung up on the phone on me. He swore at me. He's insulted me. He's ignored every single attempt to resolve it.
In housing court? Have you asked for mediation in housing court?
Yes,
Yes.
6 times.
Yes.
And it's been denied by
Every
the
time.
defendant?
Yes.
And correct.
It was 3.5 years before I ever even brought the thing forward to the police. 3.5 years.
Well, I've said, I don't think the police can do anything. I've already said that. So I don't think that's.
That's
I
not
think
my
that's a-
point is that I endured it for 3.5
Yeah.
years, waiting for it to be resolved. That's my point.
Right. Well, so the jurisdictional issue with the
And
police,
Attorney
I think we've
Nichols-
discussed and sort of dealt with. I
Yeah.
think that,
Please, let's not talk over each other, just one person at a time. Go ahead, Donna.
I think that, the fact that we can't get anybody to serve on the agricultural commission is sad because that's really where this should be. That's the purpose of these Aggie commissions under Right to Farm. That they try and work these out and they would be able to look at the callers and they would be able to look at all the things that your attorneys brought forward and hopefully resolve it. That's the point of them. It's in some ways forced mediation. But we don't have that. I can certainly put my head together with the select board and see if there's something else that the town can do. At this stage of the game, I just don't know that there is. I have no doubt that Judge Fields, knowing Judge Fields like I do, will certainly resolve the matter one way or the other in his courtroom. He's very, very good at that. But I understand that it's going to be, a trial in the spring and it'll be through the winter before it's resolved in Judge Fields' courtroom. I will try and think of some way for the town to work at, helping out here. But I don't think this town has any power to do anything other than try and get the parties together and see if some resolution, like your attorney has suggested, could be implemented. And I think that's the best we could do.
I just
Much
want to give the
appreciate that.
select board members a chance if you have any reactions, thoughts about what Donna's suggesting in terms of mediation or.
I mean, I'm all for it. I'd love to see this thing resolved. It's really unclear to me what our position should be, or what our powers are, I guess I should say. I'm not
They
clear.
really, like Donna says, there isn't a body that could, outside of, if we had active farm and forestry, which we don't, unfortunately, but if we did, possibly, but that might not work either. I mean, that's, mediation takes, time and good. I'm just saying, it's been denied by one party in court. It might have been denied if the town had attempted to,
Right.
and if it had been denied, there would have been no recourse. Right, Donna?
Yeah, and that's the real problem, is that we can't force anything. The only person that can force something is Judge Field.
Could we reach out and just, kind of based on this discussion, this meeting, and from the town's perspective, say that, we would really appreciate the owner participating in a mediation? Is that?
Sure. I mean, we can certainly suggest that to him, that, this has gone on long enough, and it would be really helpful if he'd be willing to participate in a mediation. Excuse me, he doesn't have to agree to anything. It's a mediation.
Right.
Hopefully it can be done through the court, which would be free. So there'd be no expenditure of funds.
Okay.
And see if one of the really talented mediators in housing court, although they usually do housing mediation, I'm not sure that they do rooster mediation. But Judge Fields may ask one of them to step up and be willing to do that. They're very good trained mediators. And maybe they can come up with, at least something to try, to try and resolve it. And certainly I can talk to some of the mediators in housing court. I'm there fairly regularly. And see if somebody would be willing to take it on, sort of, as just to see if it's resolved. But we can't force Justin to do it, and it's up to him. But we can certainly suggest that it may be a way to put this matter to bed. I mean, Justin's still going to have to do this litigation. He's going to have to do discovery. He's going to have to answer discovery. He's going to, should be doing his own discovery, and he's going to have to do a trial.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't show up, or he doesn't respond and doesn't do those things, he can be defaulted. And then Judge Fields will make an order. So, so maybe if he understands that process is going forward, regardless of anything, that maybe that would be something that would make him be willing to at least sit down and talk.
So what I would pose is that we send, is it like Venezia? Is that his last name? Okay. That the select board, kind of based on this, that you draft a letter to him, and just say that the select board is concerned that, town
We can all sign it.
resources,
We can
and
all
we can all
sit-
sign it, that to try to reach some accommodation through mediation, that it's in everybody's best interest to try to mediate this rather than litigate. And
That would be much
maybe that will hold,
appreciated.
that would hold some sway. I don't know, can't promise anything.
Yeah,
but
right. All we can do is
We
try.
can certainly try.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Thanks for that.
Always worth a shot.
Yeah. Ron, are you in agreement?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to do that for 4 years. I'm all in agreement. I've written many personal letters to them saying, please, we're going to be neighbors one way or the other. Why do we want to have this? And yeah, I mean, yes, that's a very good step, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay. All right, good. So we'll get that out, and the 3 select board members will sign that. So, thank you, Attorney Carroll, and I think Ron's left already, but thanks for joining us this evening. And Donna, you're sticking around, right?
Right.
Thank you very much. And it was wonderful to meet you, Attorney Nichols.
Nice meeting you.
Take care.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the appointment of a part-time temporary plow operator.
We did
Becky?
this the last time.
So, I'm sorry?
We did this the last time. Do we have another one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And our new highway superintendent
You were there?
Steve Sullivan is here.
Hi, Steve.
Unfortunately, for tonight's presentation, the candidate, Michael Reski, is unable to be here tonight, but that's part of why it's a really great fit, is his full-time job is later in the day. So his ability to assist on big snows is very good,
Mhm.
especially the overnights into the mornings, into the early afternoon. So, so I'll let Steve take it away and tell you more about Mike.
You already did it. So anyway, this is Mike Reski, who actually grew up in Shutesbury at 117 Leverett Road, and his dad was on the fire department. And I believe Mike may have been on it for a year or two when he was in late teens or very early 20s. And he's very excited to be the fourth guy. And like Becky mentioned, he works 2 to 10 in the afternoons. So he's able to be there in the mornings, which is when we really need the help, because the commute in the morning is the one that's so compact, and we like to start at 3 or 4 in the morning. And it's the afternoon commute that isn't so bad because we're already there all day and we can handle that. And his employer has also said that if it's snowing bad enough, that he should stay plowing because no one will come visit them if they can't drive on the roads.
Okay, so what is the, do we have a contract with him, Steve, or is it, how is
No, it
it?
would just be,
It's an
he'll be
hourly-
hired as a temporary part-time.
Okay,
And we had a position similar to this for quite a while. And it's like the swing guy.
okay,
Once we get up to full 3 men in the highway department, or women, but at this point, it's looking like it will be men, but that Steve hopes to come forward with another hire by the next meeting.
okay, great. So, any questions?
No.
All right, do I hear a motion to appoint Michael Reski as a temporary part-time highway department plow operator?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Vicky O'Neill, aye.
Stalker, aye.
Farrell, aye. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. All right, the next item on the agenda is to review the special town meeting warrant for January 16th, 2024.
There was something I noticed in it as I was reading it. Are we having it here at the town hall?
No, I hadn't gotten confirmation from the school, but
Everybody won't fit here.
no,
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess my first question is, Becky, before we launch into the warrant itself, I know we talked about you notifying all the town boards and committees that we're having a special town meeting. Did something go out to them?
I failed to get it out to everyone. I did finance committee, personnel board, and the moderator and the town clerk.
Okay,
So I'll send one to all departments.
yeah, just in case there's anything else that.
Yeah, and I did Concom and planning board also I notified.
Right, yeah, because something came up from broadband, MLB. So that would be great to get that out to everybody tomorrow, just so that we have to complete the warrant by, is it a week or 10 days before the special town meeting?
It has to be completed by the 19th of December.
Oh, 19th of
It
December.
has to be approved by
okay.
the 19th, but the finance committee has to vote all their recommendations. So I wanted to be sure that you have reviewed it just at least once before they take their votes, because they're meeting on the 12th.
And we have another meeting on the.
Okay, and we meet on the 19th. So
Right.
that's when we would be approving the warrant?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess if there were any other articles, money articles would probably be the trickiest at this point. If somebody, if one of the committees was, or boards was looking for additional money, because it has to go before the finance committee.
Right, so I think what I would do if that does happen, I will take it to the finance committee and have them review it as they normally would, and then bring it back to the select board.
Okay,
That should
okay,
work.
all right.
Grace has a
sounds-
question.
I'm sorry.
Grace.
Grace, go ahead. You're muted.
I wanted to clarify this one point. So because we're having special town meeting on the 16th, legally, we have until January 2nd to actually physically post the warrant on the bulletin boards. It would have to be voted by then. It would have to be signed by then. When I was looking at the calendar, I am pretty sure that if we try to get the signatures and the printing and the posting down in between this Christmas and New Year's, someone inevitably might drop the ball. So I just want to be clear to the select board. Legally, you do have more time than December
Okay.
19th to vote on the warrant. I am
That's-
strongly urging you guys to do it by December 19th so we can get everything done before the holidays and then be ready to go afterwards.
Yeah,
We
but in
have that
case-
long, but practically we shouldn't take it.
We shouldn't take it, but if
I
there
just-
were some extenuating circumstances.
Right.
that-
Right. We have a little bit of a pillow built in here, but definitely by December 19th. I have the constable is on call and will be available that week to post the warrant. I will track all of you down to sign it on the 20th. It'll be great.
Okay, we would just leave it open if we knew that we needed a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Right?
If
Yeah.
something
Something
comes up right,
unusual comes up.
unexpected, and
Okay.
you have to add it.
Okay. I just
Because I'd
wanna-
rather that happen before the holidays as opposed to during.
Yeah.
Makes
ab-
sense.
Absolutely. That's our preference too. But,
Yeah, I
but
like that.
stuff happens sometimes, so just want to make sure. Okay, Becky, so do you want to put this up? So
Yeah,
that,
that's-
so
yeah,
people can see it, or?
I have it up already. unless
Okay,
you want
all
to.
right.
that's fine.
Yeah. Always takes me a second to figure this
Starting
one
it. I was halfway there.
out. One,
Now I'm gonna back it up.
share. All right, can everyone see that?
Oh, do I have
Oh, wait,
something?
I did it. Give me one moment. I did this, I should do number 2.
Can you, yeah,
Yeah, share number 2, share, and then I'm gonna slide it over for all of us to see. So you can see. All right. Can someone confirm they can see that on their screen?
can you see it, Susie?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right.
And Donna, I don't know how far away you are, but I don't know if you have any changes yet, but if you want to jump in, don't hesitate.
I
Becky, I
highlighted,
still haven't gotten the copy from you. I'm still having trouble receiving emails.
Oh, you don't have email. Okay,
Yeah.
But I'll
Um,
review it as we're going and hopefully I'll have it by tomorrow.
okay,
so I highlighted the location because we won't be having it here, right?
Right.
Becky, you said?
Right.
You just hadn't heard from the school. Okay.
Okay, so Article 1 is $50,000 from stabilization of free cash for legal expense line. Okay, I think we all know what that's all about.
yes.
So 2
I
is-
point out in the introduction, it says 2022.
Thank you.
Where does it say that?
It was
Oh.
split. I missed that one.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Article 2 is a little bit more complicated. And
This
Done.
is setting
this is,
fees.
yes. Donna, did you want to explain this one? I'm taking advantage of you since you're here.
Sure.
Chapter 22.
Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 22F is a local option statute, which means town meeting has to vote to accept it. And that allows for the town boards, committees, and commissions to set fees as well as Grace and some other town officials. What the law says specifically, if not provided by law, then the fees that are in the statutes have to be used unless the statute's adopted. If this statute's adopted, elected committees can set their own fees, appointed committees set their fees, and then the select board has to approve them before they can go into place. So I've been recommending for a long time that this be adopted by the town so that the various boards, commissions, and committees can set their fees. Grace can set her fees. And then they're just approved if they're appointed positions by the select board.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
Thank you, Donna.
I think, Becky, the only
question?
thing I'd add to two is just exactly what the statute provides to allow boards, commissions, and committees to set their fees, appointed boards with the approval of the select board, something, just some sort of little catch-all like that. And I
Question?
can give you the language tomorrow.
Thank you. Sorry. interrupted you.
Okay, so Article 3 is to see if the town will vote to repeal the 1987,
Just popped off the
Wetland.
screen.
Should say that one.
should it say the wetland?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a conservation committee bylaw, it's a town bylaw, right?
Yes, it is.
Just take.
Yeah, we just need to have the right, what is it called? It's called the Wetlands
Protection bylaw.
Bylaw. Thank you, Donna.
I think I would say to see if the town will vote to repeal I wouldn't put old, the 1987 wetlands protection, town wetlands protection bylaw and adopt the 2024 wetlands protection bylaw.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of old and new and just,
Right.
Okay.
You need to write
And
children's
just for everybody's information, that 2024 wetland bylaw is in draft form. It's going to be reviewed by Attorney McGregor and his firm. And I believe that the Conservation Commission was planning a public hearing on it December 18th.
Yeah.
I think that was the date that I had seen. So there will be information provided by the Conservation Commission. We'll be answering questions. And the bylaw itself, will that get incorporated into the warrant? It will, right?
Donna, I believe that's the best approach, isn't it?
It can either be incorporated into the bylaw or copies for everyone at the town meeting are available at town meeting. And if they're going to be available at town meeting, then this warrant Article 3 should also say that they will be available, the town clerk's office prior to town meeting and available at town meeting for review. But they need to be, it needs to be available prior to, it can also
I
be the
think
website, whatever you choose.
I think it's safest to incorporate. I don't want to take
It's,
any chances.
yeah, but I think in its current form, 16 pages.
I would
Okay.
encourage us to include it in the warrant. I think that is the most effective strategy. And also, like, it's 16 pages or however many long pages, but that's not a major, we're still spending the same amount of money printing out copies either way. And
Right.
at least this way, the same information is available in every location.
Okay, great. I think that's a good idea. So that we would incorporate it.
So we don't need this person.
So that is something that I could see not being ready for December 19th, because the hearing is on the 18th. And then if there are changes made to it, then that could very well be after the 19th.
And when that happens, do the updated changes have to be reported at annual town meeting? I mean, because you don't always, because Donna, maybe you should just answer Rita's question, because what I'm thinking about is when the planning board has had a hearing about a zoning bylaw shortly before a town meeting, those changes get announced at the annual town meeting as they make the,
It's just really sloppy. I mean,
I'm
it's
just
not, it's
saying.
not preferred way to do
Well,
it.
the bottom line, if it's in the warrant, then it needs to be amended at
Okay.
town meeting. So if there's a lot of changes, if you're going through line by line and amending, it's gonna, it's gonna be really drawn out. And it's gonna be hard for town meeting to follow. So, it's all gonna depend on the time frame. I agree with Grace. I would much prefer to have it in the warrant so that everybody's looking at the same one. But if it's in the warrant and there's changes after you post or print or whatever, then it's going to have to be amended for every one of those changes.
So it is in the best interest to get it solidified as quickly as possible, and then in that warrant. And then if there's anything.
And then I think
that
we're
comes
just
up as an
gonna,
emergency, then change it.
well, yeah, but as Donna's saying, we don't want to be, if there are major changes, we don't want to be amending, the town meeting floor. It's just going to be chaos.
Right.
So.
It
let's-
wouldn't be chaos. It would just be
It
long.
would be complicated.
It would be really, really long,
Yeah,
but it would
I
be
just
very organized.
be organized chaos. That's what this is a complicated subject. So to the extent possible, I would like the warrant to reflect,
What it actually is.
yeah, what we want to have happen. So, so let's see where things.
I think Mary David has a question.
Yeah, Mary, go ahead.
Yeah, my question really, I sent it ahead, but do we have any idea where Attorney McGregor is on reviewing this, or when we expect a response back? Because that would have to be included too, before we,
Yeah.
I replied to your email earlier tonight, Mary.
Okay.
I received the official hiring package from McGregor's office that I have for the select board to sign off on tonight. So I sent things out last week and now they're making it official. So I think after tonight, we'll be moving forward.
yeah, that'll be great. That's just the other than the public hearing, that's the other thing we would need to have to be able to update it prior to when you want that to happen, when that needs to happen.
Mary, do you know when this next scheduled meetings are of the Conservation Commission? Just
So the COMCOM is meeting on December 14th. The public hearing is on the 18th. And then the next meeting after that would be the second Tuesday in January, which would be second Thursday, which would be the 11th.
Okay.
So if we needed to get together, we'd have to have another special meeting to update
Okay.
anything else.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so, all right, so ideally, we will have the bylaw language incorporated into the warrant. We're just gonna have to see if we can.
Becky, when you get it, let me know. We can make sure we can tighten up some of the space. Some of the blank spaces.
Okay, so currently, the draft version they're starting with is on the website, correct, Mary? And that's the version you started working with this time?
So the version that would be sent to Attorney McGregor is on the website, yes.
And
And
that's
then-
what I sent to him last week.
Yes.
Okay.
So they have.
And
they
then,
have the version.
and we would update it with his responses. So hopefully we would have that before the public hearing. So there wouldn't be a lot of changes at the public hearing. Hopefully it would be pretty put together.
That would be great. And do you have you made any changes to what's on the website?
No,
Okay,
that's,
great.
that's the one with all the changes. That's the latest version.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So just one
Becky,
more.
maybe if you could give Greg, the Concom meeting on the 14th as sort of a goal to get responses back, then they could make any changes before the 18th.
Okay,
And then just one other procedural thing, Mary, this is for the Conservation Commission, and that is that, so the public hearing is a posted meeting. So you would have to adopt them. Let's say if we were going for doing the warrant on the 19th, they would have to be voted that night,
Okay.
right?
right.
Okay, I just,
So we might want to move the 19th meeting.
to our 19th meeting. Okay. All right, well, why don't we talk about that since we're getting behind schedule here. Okay, let's keep on with the next article on the agenda is to transfer $9,000 from free cash of stabilization to fund the mitigation and testing for gasoline at the fire station. And that's in response to the letter that we got from DEP asking for. And that's a quote that we've gotten from Ty and Bond. Is that right,
We
Becky?
received a proposal and it outlined the things he talked about at the meeting where he said what his plan was.
And Becky,
Okay,
that's a 2/3 vote,
Thank you. Well, unless it's free
Free cash.
cash.
right? But the way the warrant's written right now, it's 2/3.
Well, it says free cash or stabilization, so you have to go 2/3.
Right.
Okay.
I just think it's easier to have the,
The higher, that makes
Right.
sense.
Okay, Article 5 is to see if the town will vote to appropriate retained earnings of $136,943 from the MLP certified retained earnings to the transfer it to the emergency reserve fund. And that article is submitted by our municipal light board. And that is it.
yeah, I just want to be clear. I think 5 is a majority vote, right?
Oh, not 2/3, okay.
I mean, you can check with Gail, but I'm pretty sure that's just a majority vote.
Even working with the retainer, last year it was a 2/3.
Well, we'll check and make sure, put a question mark so that we figure that out.
Okay,
Okay, so
Donna.
we'll get you kind of an updated version of this and to see if you have any other comments.
It should say wetlands protection contract. Yeah, so
Okay.
The only other thing I check on the warrants is to make sure that it says that it was posted within at least 14 days prior. When it's a special, I can't see the last page, so I don't know if that's in there. But lots of towns end up having 7 in that section by, because of annual.
Let's say 7, so it's 14.
It's 14, yeah.
because it's a special.
Okay,
And that whole last paragraph.
It's 14.
14.
Yep.
Yep. So that needs to be 14.
Okay, good. All right, so the next item on the agenda is town administrator updates, and we got one update, and
Okay, and I'll go through the others.
Okay.
quickly. On PFAS, we are starting up a new round of testing. As you all remember, that we've got to continue with our testing, even homes that do not have poets that did not have a PFAS finding the first time, because PFAS moves around. So Sam Evans is working, he is the tie and bond technician, and he will be calling residents on the list that at homes he's been to at least a couple times now for almost everyone. And he will be working on those the rest of the week. I just wanted you to also know that well, you already do, the gasoline proposal that we received from Ty and Bond. Their strategy is to do testing in Shutesbury for both gasoline and PFAS. So they've already started the gasoline testing at the fire station last week on, I believe it was Friday. They have are preparing to do indoor air evaluations for vapors, VOC vapors, but they did do a number of tests, water tests in the wells that exist around the fire station.
So does that satisfy the DEP finding then?
Not until all the results, it's a piece of it, but that is the strategy he's putting together. When he puts all those results, gets all the results and reevaluates the situation, he's hoping to show that it's only at one location and the rest have proved to be behaving normally and are not reoccurring as the one well, MWRA.
And what's our deadline for
It's 120 days. I think it's in February.
Okay.
Or late January. But we should be ahead of that as they moved ahead on the first test and to get that in process.
Okay, I had one thing that I wanted to check with you, because as I went through the minutes for October 24th, I saw that there was a December 15th deadline for letters of interest to MVP.
Yes, I know.
So what's I mean, we had talked at that meeting about resubmitting for solar for the library and some sort of backup too.
Yep, I think the backup will be the culvert, the Browns Pond.
I meant backup, I meant battery backup.
Oh, right.
Energy backup.
Energy backup.
Oh, yes. And that's where the truck and the bus and all of that is interesting, but I think suggesting a more normal backup as part of the overall is more reasonable.
Yeah, maybe
in
we
an
could be
outdoor
vague about the backup, that we want to include backup, some sort of battery storage backup, and not say if it's a truck or if it's a separate
Or shed or whatever.
Shed, right.
And would we say
Incorporate
that we would
that-
pay for it, or?
No, I wouldn't, I'd say we want that incorporated into the, and did I read correctly that it said in those minutes that he encouraged us to apply for the full amount?
Yeah,
The full amount of for the solar
Yes.
installation?
yeah.
Okay,
like
even
the-
though we'd get 75% from.
Yeah.
MBLC, okay. So that's what we should do, and then the second one would be the culvert at Browns Pond.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you'll do that by the 15th. Okay, great. Okay, so I think anything else? You guys have any questions for Becky, Town Administrator update? Then we are ready to proceed with our first executive session. So just as a reminder to everybody who's here, all the public will have to excuse themselves. If you don't, we'll help you. We'll help you to leave as we go into an executive session. And I am convening a executive session for reason number 3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation. If an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the government's litigating position, litigation specific to the complaint received from Coles regarding the Shutesbury bylaw, and town council and special counsel.
I think
will be here.
Paul's not involved in that.
And Paul, you're not invited to our party this evening. He must have, he might have stepped away.
Oh,
No,
there
he
goes.
was
He's gone.
listening.
Okay.
Sorry,
Thanks, Paul. And we will have a roll call vote.
You have to say the word
And the
returning.
meeting will reconvene in open session to go to our next executive session. So, and all votes taken in executive session will be recorded roll call votes. So, do I hear I've made the motion to go ahead and go into executive session for reason number 3. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker,
Farrell, aye. And just if everybody who's participating, other than us, can indicate that they are in a space where nobody else can hear them.
I'm in a space where nobody else can hear me.
Okay.
Donna
How's it?
McNichol.
And Geneva?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're alone together.
Okay, great. All right, so Donna, I'm gonna hand this off to.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you have to stop.
Why isn't it?
Okay.
So now,
We are now back in open session, Shutesbury Selectboard, today's December 5th, 2023. I am making a motion to have an executive session for reason number 3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation. If an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the government's litigating position, litigation specific to letter received from Attorney McHale on behalf of a board member. We need to do a recorded roll call vote, and we will be reconvening an open session after this executive session. So I've made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right.
Second,
You don't even need to
She
second.
seconded.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. All those in favor of executive session for reason number 3?
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker,
Farrell, aye. And just again, can everybody indicate that they are in a space where nobody can hear them? I think, Brian, you're probably the only person.
Yeah, I'm unmuted, so I'll go first. Yeah, and I'm in a location where no one's going to hear me.
Okay.
Sorry,
All right.
I'm in a space where nobody can hear me.
All right. And
Yes.
we are together. We're all
We
together.
are.
Thank you,
and
Geneva.
Okay, so I just want to introduce Brian Mazur, who is with KP Law and has been advising the town on labor issues for a number of years. And Becky's primarily has worked with Brian. So Brian, I know we've met before. I am chairing this meeting tonight, but I am the co-chair of the select board.
And I know, Brian, we've met prior to Melissa Makepeace O'Neill, the other co-chair.
How are you?
Doctor, I don't think you've met me or I've met you. And thank you. I can't wait.
Right, I know, you're so excited.
Okay, so I'll just,
They're real sick of
Uh,
attorneys by this stage of the night.
I'm sick of me
Two
too.
well-trained paralegals, you know,
know.
able to handle quite a bit.
I'm gonna go to law school.
Geneva's loving this because she's got the legal background. All right, so we are, okay, we are back in open session. The Shutesbury Selectboard today is December 5th, 2023. We are now going to go into executive session for reason number 2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel, or to conduct collective bargaining session or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, in this case, the town administrator. And we need to do a roll call vote to go into executive session. And we will not be returning to public session at the end of this executive session. So motion's been made to go into executive session for reason number 2. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, again, roll call.
Makepeace O'Neill, aye.
Stalker,
Farrell, aye. And I just want to confirm again that everybody is in a place where nobody can hear them. Is that?
Yes.
Yes, just Geneva. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Geneva. Yes, just us. Wow. Okay, oh my gosh. All right, so Becky, you
Should
forwarded
turn off
us.
the recording.
Yeah. Recording is off.
Wait.